Good evening and welcome back to the rinks in Hauppauge, New York. Final JV game here tonight. Final game on the South Rink. Brady Campbell with you alongside Wally Mitchell on camera. As tonight, it's the West Islip Lions playing host to the St. Anthony's Gold Friars. Well, both these teams off to some pretty hot starts. We'll start with the Road Friars, 4-0-0, second place right towards the top of that JV division. They beat Sachem 5-4, 6-0 shutout of Smithtown Hauppauge Blue, 7-0 shutout of Northport Huntington, and then 15-2 win over Ward Melville just 5 days ago. Ward Melville had another rough loss, 14-2 against Smithtown Hauppauge Red, who improved to 4-1, so they're right up there with St. Anthony's Gold putting pressure on the Friars, along with some of the other top teams in the JV division that are right along there with the Bulls. In that last game, it was a dominant performance by Jason Matuza, putting up 6 points, 4 goals, and 2 assists. Meanwhile, in those first 2 victories, Reeve Chero had a goal and an assist in the Sachem win and 2 goals in the Smithtown Hauppauge win, as well as the shutout against Northport Huntington. Liam Becker had a 3-point game. For the Lions of West Islip, a rough season last year. They are 3-1-0. 7th place right now, but they are still right in the middle of the pack, of course, here in the early going. 6-1 over Ward Melville, 8-5 loss to Connecticut Sayville. 4-3 and 6-3 winners over East Islip and Kingsport Comac, respectively. They've been led by their top point getters, Joseph Sulos, as well as Alex Jablonski. You got Jake Chinnis, Jeremy Sinclair. Sinclair had 2 goals and an assist in that first game. Chinnis 2 goals, 2 assists in the loss to Connecticut Sayville. Jablonski had 2 goals over East Islip, and Sulos 2 goals and 1 assist over KPC. Warm-ups just concluded. We'll take a brief timeout. Come back for starting goalies and puck drop here for the Suffolk County High School Hockey League on LI Sports Network. We're back on LI Sports Network, set for puck drop. The starting goalies first for the Friars of St. Anthony's. Actually, I don't have that number on my roster. He's wearing number 33 tonight. Is normally number 41, Peter Frankaitis. 2 starts, 2.00 goals against. And down on the other end, the former St. Anthony Friar, Michael Elko, who has been stellar so far for the Lions in 3 starts, 2.33 goals against. He's 3-0-0-0. Well, something's got to give tonight. Undefeated Friars, 1 loss Lions, doing battle. Gonna whistle just 7 seconds in for the puck out of play in the Friars bench. And now the Lions will go to work. Leonard Minervini pokes it in deeper. It's taken back by St. Anthony's, and that is Salvatore Coletti. Getting on it here, Aspetti. James Aspetti, 3 goals, 3 assists here early on in the season. This is Jack Hurlbert. Aspetti couldn't catch up to it. Goes in deep and out of his goal. Elko swings it hard around the boards. Aspetti, 2-on-2 rush up the ice. Drops it off. Sulo streaking in. Sulo scores! What a start for the Lions. They take the 1-0 lead on the goal. My apologies, folks. That is 28, not 23. That is Alex Jablonski. That was 28 there. Sulos taking the face off, but Jablonski just using his power and speed there to drive to the goal and roofs it over Frankaitis. What a start for West Islip. Jablonski, goal number 4 on the season. Friars trying to respond quickly. Shot goes wide, pops out towards the front. Elko keeps it out of harm's way. And swung around by Ryan Bonkoff. Put back behind the goal. Wrapped around, getting to it Sinclair, number 92, but it's held in. Trying to bring it with him. There's Matuza, could not. Losing his glove in the process was Cooper Ferrara. As West Islip clears, it'll miss the net and be an icing. Jablonski from Espedi. Espedi's 4th apple on the year. As there's a loose puck behind the net that Frankaitis is defending. I'm not sure how long that's been there for, but the linesman will retrieve it. Oh, that must have been the puck. No one retrieved the puck. Well, you're definitely going to need that if you want to play hockey, as the puck is now down, and Sulos from the red line puts it in and heads after it. There he is, number 23 in white. Overskated it a bit. And back on it here is Leighton Veith. Banked ahead, just out of the reach of Jake DeAndrea. And it's Jablonski. Sky down the ice, Sinclair touched it out of the reach of Sulos. Back on it, DeAndrea left it behind. Poked at, Jablonski stepped up on Gasparik. And now it's fired out here. And some room to skate for Leonard Palmieri. He'll dump it in. And Jablonski chops it towards the front. And then taking a big hit that time. After it was cleared away was Jake Michelanda. He's back to his feet, has the puck here. Not sure if that would have been offside. So the linesman didn't call anything, but Michelanda left the puck. And now St. Anthony's back in. Puck still loose on the other side. Elko the save. Rebound to the blue line. Shot fanned on by Rivchero. Cross ice feed behind everybody and will come. No, it will stay on the blue line. It was wrapped hard around the boards. Jablonski gets to it. Jablonski shakes free, skies it behind the defense. Was Bonkov, but he didn't put enough on it. Meanwhile, here's Engelhardt back the other way. Engelhardt shot it wide. All the way around and back out. Hurlbert gets to it. And now it's Matuza. Matuza into the attacking end, cuts back to the slot. Drag, shoot, save, Elko. It's under him. And he dives back on it to get the whistle. Boy, Matuza. What a move this is right here to get the shot away. And then not sure if that would have counted. As the rebound went right back off his, it looked like his ankle or his skate. Not sure what they would have ruled that, but still a dangerous chance nonetheless. And kept that one out as well, makes the cover here. Fast-paced start to this hockey game. To the blue line, held in, shot though blocked, and comes back down the ice. Here's Matuza, who swings it in deep. Minervini locks up with Nicholas Mueller. Pops out towards the slot. Mueller kept it moving. Ferrara gets to it. Goes up to Matuza. Drag, shoots, blocked back out to center. That was Jake Chinnis. Matuza fighting through checkers, brings it in, drags and flips one wide. Becker couldn't get it through. Tie up at the blue line, held in. Swung across, one-timer save, Elko. Didn't look like Ferrara got much on it. It was along the ice though, and Elko made the stop. Nice move in tight, slid just wide. Now the Friars bringing the pressure. That shot ramps up and off the netting. Late whistle there. Out of play. Face-off won by the Friars. Shot makes it through. Elko's got it. Saw it drop down between his legs there. And he kept them squeezed tightly. Friars win the draw again. That was a dangerous near collision. Shot off a body. And Elko recovers. Here's a save from a few minutes ago. It was parked all alone in front here. It was Ferrara. Didn't get much on it, however. This time, defensive zone draw won by the Lions. So far, the only goal for West Islip. Jablonski came in transition. Adriana Morabito on it and neutralized. Moves it, and Bonkov stepped up to put a shoulder into one of the oncoming Friars. I believe that was Ryan Schechter, and it was. Who dumps it in now? Chipped out by Lucas Dos Santos. Hustling after it, Griffin Gaspar keeps it away from Salvatore Randazzo. Morabito stopped it, crashed into the boards though, and fell down, and the puck down the ice here will be an icing. Face-off won by the Friars. Engelhart steers it out. Here's Chero. Good defense by Jablonski. Sinclair got knocked down. That'll be offside as he got knocked down into the offensive zone. Sulos brought it in long after the whistle, took the shot. And he's getting a talking to from the referee here. No, Friars took exception to that. Here's Veith hustling back on it. Veith stepped up on and held in. Centering pass, only one there was Jack Hurlbert. Hurlbert pass intercepted Sinclair. Left it, Sulos from the red line, fires it in. And goes in after it, Hurlbert. There to retrieve it. Steers it behind. It went past Coletti. Held in at the blue line. Centering pass picked off. Hurlbert starts ahead with it. Gains the zone. 3-on-3. Takes it to the outside. Drops it off. Driving in. Coming back now. Veith draws a double and just puts it behind the net. Chero to a vacant right point. No one home. It goes out. Jablonski hustling after it. Hurlbert will just beat him to it. Jablonski almost knocked him down and forces a rush play there from the Friars and a turnover, and it's fired back in. Held in. Oh, big hit delivered that time by Veith. as he was able to take the puck away from Palmieri. Now stretches it on. It's fired in here by Becker. He chases Jablonski, pins him to the boards. Puck is free. Ferrara steers it behind. 7 minutes left, first period. Sinclair fights it out to center. Monteleone goes across for Matuza as the Lions complete a change. Matuza shot blocked and cleared back out. This is Monteleone right back in. Takes a shot, blocked. Loose for a moment, hammered down the ice, deflected, no icing. Becker. Skates ahead with it. Becker. Nice move. Becker ran out of room. Centers it. Matuza. Backhand, forehand. Shot blocked. Getting in the way of it, Jack Lella. Behind the net it goes. Mueller centers Matuza. Hit his own man. Mueller, sharp angle try. Rippled the netting, but the outside. Shaking off his hand there was Lella as he got back to his feet and the puck came towards him. Slap shot from the blue line, blocked by Minervini. Looks like he's slightly hobbled. As just able to clear it out are the Lions. Juliana Hoffman just trying to kick it forward as her stick was tied up. Friars eventually win the puck back and it's cleared out. This is Schechter under pressure from Sulos. Oh no, it's in the net. Ryan Schechter under pressure from Sulos. Not sure if this hits Sulos at all. I don't believe so. Off his D partner skating into the net. I believe that's Matuza. And that is a tough break for St. Anthony's, but West Islip will take it. They are now ahead 2-0. I'm not sure who's going to get credit for that. As of right now, it's Bonkov, it looks like, that will get credit for the goal. Friars right back in, trying to get one back. Shot, save Elko. It's not going to be an easy task against him. Big hit up high, we play on. Shot ons. Got all the way through. Bonkov looks like unassisted. Sulos, gotta give him a lot of credit, even if he technically didn't touch the puck. He put the pressure on Schechter that forced that kind of panicked pass, if you will, off the skate of Jason Matuza and into the net. Looks like it slid 5-hole on Frankaitis. Reverse hit on Morabito that time by Anderson Brown, and then he was stapled to the boards as the puck popped out towards the front, and the Lions will clear. Gasparik. Jablonski pinched up, took the puck away, centering pass, picked off by Veith. Otherwise, Sulos would have had a good look as he was on the other side. Jablonski hammers it in. The Friars come back out with it. And look out, here's Espetti. Down the wing, 1-on-4, takes it wide. Espetti throws it to the point. Jablonski holds it in, walks the line. Just fishes a backhander behind the net. Pops out to the side of the cage. Now Hurlbert in the corner. Friars completing a change as the pass got through Espetti. Hurlbert, look out. Espetti and Jablonski were there. Espetti picked off the pass. Down the ice, waiting for Bonkov, who got credit for the last goal, looking for another. Save was made, the rebound dropped down, and it got swept to the corner. Bonkov goes cross ice with it. Some room to skate here. Shot on, glove saved by Frankaitis, and he holds. And the chance for Randazzo. 2:31 left here in the first period. That second goal. Forget how it played out. Massive here for the Lions in this pretty evenly played first period here so far. Say the Friars have had the betterment of the chances and the shots, if you will, but the Lions have played well, though, and their only goals. The first on a rush chance up the ice, the second on, I guess, a little bit of luck, if you will. Good forecheck, got a lucky bounce. Sulos back in, dips the shoulder, takes it wide, lost the handle, and then puts a check that time into Mueller. Puck goes down the ice. It will end up with Elko, who will cover. Face off to the right of Elko. Sulos against Mueller. Mueller tried to win it back. He tied up Sulos, but whiffed on the pass attempt. Puck ended up behind the net. Minervini back out to center. Next goal's a huge one here, especially if it comes in this period. Check delivered that time. Matuza, who was on the wrong end of a bounce before, lets a rocket go. It was stopped by Elko. .94 seconds left in the opening frame. Here's Sinclair. Stretches it out. Pass deflected in. Hustling to it, though, was the left defenseman, Michael Monteleone. Streaking down the wing. Save Elko. He left the rebound there. And Sulos cleaned it up. Puck just held in, though. Chero just couldn't quite hold the line. A minute 13 left here in the opening period. And the Lions win the faceoff. Fired down the ice, cross corner, dumped by Jablonski. Hoffman centers it. Hurlbert knocked it away. This is DeAndrea trying to clear. Hoffman locks him up at the half wall. Final minute of play. Bring it towards his goal, Gasparic, but he'll think better about that. Now over the line. Takes it behind the net. As Elko tied up, tries to bring it towards the front, knocked away. Hoffman chops it back out. Monteleone, cross ice. Over the line, Schechter lost his footing, stays with it. Blockered away, 20 left in the period. Behind it goes. Jablonski kept it out of harm's way. Bonkov kept it moving. Stepping up to hold it in was Monteleone. 10 seconds left. He was checked by Bonkov. Not afraid to play physical is Ryan Bonkov. Takes a look at the clock. And he'll run out the clock on a strong first for the Lions of West Islip. They have the 2-0 lead on goals from Alex Jablonski. And Ryan Bonkov getting credit for a goal that he last played in his own end. A misplay defensively by the Friars. 2-0 after one. We'll be right back for the second period of play here on LI Sports Network. Back for the start of period number 2 on LI Sports Network, Suffolk County High School Hockey League. 2-0 lead for West Islip. And before we start the second period, we want to give a shout out to one of our viewers here tonight, Tom, from the West Islip side of things. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks to all of you for tuning in to what has been an exciting hockey game so far through the first 15 minutes. Brady Campbell with you alongside Wally Mitchell on the camera. 2-0 West Islip. And if you're just joining us, well, there's number 28, Alex Jablonski, who shot that wide. Scored the goal off the rush that I accidentally miscredited initially to Joseph Sulos. But a phenomenal goal from Jablonski, and then Ryan Bonkov, who had the puck right there, number 62. Look out here. Get back to it in a moment. Hurlburt in. And he scores! Big goal for St. Anthony's as they get on the board on the breakaway here early in the second. Hurlburt, partial breakaway, was able to fight through checks, and Elko's been so good so far. Comes out aggressively to make that save. It looks like Hurlburt was able to sneak it 5-hole, and a huge goal for the Friars to get back within 1, 2-1 here, just over a half minute into the period. Hurlburt's third of the season, which now, even more so, brings me to my point of that second goal, credited to Bonkov. A defensive misplay, a Sulo applied pressure, and then pass went the other way. Hurlburt again scores! Boy, has he come to play here in the middle frame. The captain ties it. So that pretty much erases that defensive blunder in the first, as he just takes that net front drive and stuffs it high. That was pretty similar to Jablonski's goal back in the first period. Veith gets the assist on that one. Coletti got the assist on his first goal. And here come the Friars right back in. Shot, Elko stops that one. Centering pass got through, comes back to the blue line. Friars now turning up the heat. Save Elko. Another try, blocked down to the blue line. Unable to hold it in, Monteleone. That's offside against St. Anthony's. 2 goals in 22 seconds for number 6. This undefeated Friars team. Still a long ways to go, but it looked like they were on the ropes early here tonight. And they were able to storm back here in the first period. Tie up here at the red line. Moved by Ferrara. Ferrara brings it ahead as a man driving. Flips one to the front. What a save by Elko. That puck deflected back towards his blocker side, and he stopped it. Holds his ground there along the post. That hit off of Liam Becker driving towards the net. Deflected, and it stayed out again. Looked like it hit the post behind Elko that time, and he was able to reach back with some help and cover. Here's a look at that first chance, though. Off of Becker. Back against the grain, and what a stop. Not entirely sure what that would have counted, depending on what that potentially hit, if it hit the glove, but nonetheless, what a stop. Minervini ahead to Aspetti as West Islip tries to answer. Aspetti, great defense that time, but Aspetti goes crashing hard into the end boards as Becker defended him. And now a rush up ice for Matuza. Matuza centers behind its intended target. Chopped high, swept back towards the goal and wide. Matuza turns, what a save by Elko. Sprawls out and catches it with the trapper to keep this game tied. He's been under siege here in the second period. As Matuza will take the shot. What a save. Matuza trying to make up for, as that shot gets knocked down and cleared away. He was kind of the second half of that West Islip goal that hit off of his skate and went in after Sulos applied the pressure in the corner on just a forecheck. And an errant pass from Ryan Schechter hit off Matuza and into the goal. Here is Schechter, 22 centers. It stayed out. This is what we were alluding to at the top of the broadcast. The goaltending on both these sides, and especially former Friar Michael Elko. Great vision that time by Schechter. Griffin Gasparik got the shot away. Or rather, Jake DeAndrea, my apologies. Number 10, who's being watched carefully by the linesman to start the faceoff. He got a head start and took the shot, and Elko was ready for that one as well. 11:49 left here in the second period. And suddenly the Friars got the 2 goals to tie the game and have really put the pressure on the Lions here. Can't quite tell who that was. It may have been Jablonski, who just went from the bench to the locker room. Keep an eye on that. As the Lions don't want to be without him for too long. There's Engelhart from the circle. Save Elko. And we get another whistle. Hurlbert against Sulos, and Sulos wins that one. Minervini banks it down the ice. Sulos couldn't reach it. Turning with it, Gasparik, as Palmieri stumbled down, gets back to his feet. And nearly took the puck away from Gasparik. As those two do battle again, Minervini stepped up as well, and the puck gets chipped down the ice. Friars still with the pressure. That pass went right through the slot. Veith steps up to hold it in. Now the defenseman drives towards the slot on the backhand. Veith takes a shot. Right pad save. The rebound alive. Turning and scoring. It's a natural hat trick for Jack Hurlbert. And the Friars have their first lead of the night. Hurlbert just going to turn and fling this one towards the goal. I believe it ramped off of a stick, it looked like. That threw the whole play off, and that made it a tough save for Elko, but the Friars storm all the way back and now have their first lead of the game. And it's the Jack Hurlbert show here in the second period. Jack Hurlbert and Michael Elko, those two trading goal for save, save for goal. Friars keep the pressure on. Matuza trying to drag his way through. Does hit the post. And oh, sweeping his stick across was Elko to keep it out. Lions living dangerously right now. Delayed offside. Matuza brought it in before his teammates touched up. But Matuza's had himself an interesting game, to say the least. Gets a great look here. Beats Elko, but puts it off the post. And then sweeping his stick across through the crease was Elko to keep it out. A near giveaway, and it is swept towards the front, getting a stick on it, putting it wide. Ferrara off the crossbar. Another try ends up wide, as the Friars have suddenly tilted this ice here in the second period. Good cutback by Matuza. The bench loves it. That one, I believe, caught the mask. Chopped at and just ends up wide. On the try from Becker. Lions having trouble clearing the zone here. Matuza trying to fight his way through. Drops it. Oh, back door. Getting a stick on it was Elko, and it swept down the ice. And a much-needed icing for the Lions, and unlike the NHL, they will be able to make a wholesale change. Look at that last attempt here from Ferrara. As the iron tonight not on the Friar side either. And once again, behind the linesman's back this time, DeAndrea jumped the gun a bit on the faceoff. So they drop it again. Engelhart gave it away, but the pass returned to him. Kenneth Engelhart up top. Gasparik back down to him. Down low, Sulos and DeAndrea lock up. Chinnis with another check, or excuse me, that's Bonkov. Chinnis hard around. Now moving it around, trying for the wrap try, swings it out in front, shot bouncing down and goes wide. Engelhart the swing and the miss. And the Lions clear. Gasparik, as the Friars now really settling into this game, fired it wide. On the little shock and awe attempt. To the point, not out. Gasparik knocked out of the air and back out to center. Friars dump it right back in and go on the attack, and wouldn't you know it, first one on it, Schechter. Sulos. Bonkov check to the boards. 2-on-2 battle. Minervini in there as well. Engelhart had it pinned to his skate. Won by the Lions, but right there to hold it in, DeAndrea. Check to the boards was Engelhart. Sulos on it. And Joe Sulos gets the legs moving, draws the game's first penalty. As it will be Engelhart that goes when the Friars get a touch, and they do. And after a dominant first half of this period by St. Anthony's, which has given them the lead, and then some, the Lions finally able to get it out and get on the man advantage here. It'll be Sinclair, Sulos, Espetti, with Jablonski and Bonkov up top. Bonkov holds it in. Goes across to Jablonski. Takes the shot. Save Frankaitis, who hasn't been tested much here in the second period. Hurlbert will try to pin it. His own teammate helps him out. Jablonski got a stick on it, but not enough to hold the zone. Bonkov chops it back over to Alex Jablonski. Returned to Bonkov. Back in goes Jablonski. Across, Bonkov has some time to the circle, fired it high. Jablonski held it in, swept towards the front, angled on goal, where it's covered by Frankaitis. Engelhart off for hooking. Hammered around the boards. Bonkov gets there, holds the line, puts it right back deep. Sinclair towards the front. And Jablonski has to back up as the Friars bring it out. And Jablonski may have just saved a breakaway attempt, as nearly sneaking through was Becker. Sinclair, though, from the blue line, held in by Bonkov. Swings it down low. Had two players driving, but it ends up on goal, where Frankaitis covers. Halfway through this hockey game, a little more than that. And what a game it's been so far. Two nothing West Islip after one. And the Friars, on three from Jack Hurlbert, have taken the 3-2 lead, and the first penalty of the game has just happened moments ago. 35 left on the power play. Bonkov gets the wheels turning. Now Jablonski over the blue line. Drops it off. Bonkov working in, looking back door! Score! Jeremy Sinclair power play goal. Lions tie it back up. What a read here by Bonkov. The vision. You can tell he's looking to potentially shoot, but he has his head up. He's looking for passing options as well. Sinclair driving back door. A perfect pass onto his tape. Frankitis may have gotten a piece there. It's like delayed reaction. I couldn't quite tell when it went in. Well, just like that, we're level again. Just under 6 minutes left here in the second period. Back in come the Lions as Gasparik moves it quickly. Chopped at by Palmieri. Turning with Avith. To Gasparik. Gasparik weaving his way over the line. Back in come the Friars. Same a big rebound. Another stop. Another try. Still loose in the crease. Diving for it, Elko. It goes behind the net. Wrap try. Doesn't go. He's without his stick. Now it's in the crease. He can reach out and grab it if he wants, but he's got to follow the puck here. Shot towards the goal blocked. And now we'll be able to retrieve it as the Lions will just ice the puck here and settle things down. Final 5 minutes of a chaotic second period that has seen 4 goals. DeAndrea moved it. Jablonski chipped back to him. He's chopping at it. And he gets the puck again. This time a little bit more time to work. Flips a backhander out to center. Knocked down by Hoffman. Turned back around by the Friars. Schechter fires it in. Elko sticks it behind the net. Bonkov keeps him moving. Here's Jablonski, fires that one out to Bonkov. Bonkov working in, taken down. Penalty upcoming as he took Frankitis into the goal and probably the puck with them. Obviously it will not count, but we do have a penalty upcoming, a cross check. And the question is it a power play or perhaps something else? Looks like it will just be a power play. As Leighton Veith is able to catch Bonkov and keep him from scoring. And still, as he went down to his knees, got that shot away. Frankitis with a big save. Now the ref and linesman talking things over, and we'll see. Don't think they can obviously rescind the penalty, but and referee signals. Well, I believe, yes, indeed. Penalty shot. A penalty shot for Ryan Bonkov. He has a goal tonight in an unconventional fashion. I suppose this is unconventional as well, but a little bit more conventional would it be if he scores compared to the last one, where he was more so just the last to touch it for West Islip. Sinclair from Bonkov and Jablonski with 5:56 left has the game tied. Frankitis stopped him on that breakaway. He's going to have to do it again with no one chasing. Ryan Bonkov. Ref blows it in. Here he comes. 62 in white, moving in on Frankaitis. He fires it wide. Going for the poke check that time, Frankaitis. He may have gotten a piece, but not enough to really slow Bonkov down. Still got the shot away. Yeah, he kind of fought through the poke check, but ran out of real estate when he went to let the shot go. And we remain tied, and St. Anthony survives that sequence, as of course, no power play. And Frankaitis bails him out. We're back to 5 aside. Jablonski rips one to save Frankaitis. He immediately has to make another big save, and does. Friars win the face-off, go around with it. Two of them collide and leave the puck behind. It was held in for an extra second there by Jake Chinnis, but back out come the Friars. Under 4 minutes left in the period. Matuza takes it wide. Gets checked behind the net. Move forward. Chinnis stops it. Couldn't get it through. Now Bonkov on it. He's had himself an interesting night. Moves it to Jablonski. Swiping his stick at it. Matuza, he locked up Jablonski. And the puck spreads out wide. Here's Hurlburt, who had a natural hat trick to start the period. Hurlburt sweeps it around the cage. Throws it towards the half wall, taken away and chipped out. And it's a foot race. Hurlburt will win in front of Jablonski. Around it comes. Chinnis had his stick lifted, and it will just come out. Fired on, where it's stopped by Frankaitis. As West Islip touches up. Can either team pot a big one here to end the period? Sulos, a takeaway at Tesela. Bonkov scores! There's his second of the game, and it restores the Friars lead. Excuse me, the Lions lead. Sulos the steal. It may have been deflected off a defenseman in front. Either that or Frankaitis didn't see it. Perhaps both. As it gets rocketed into the top corner. And the Lions get back-to-back now to retain or restore a 1-goal lead. 2.5 left. Well, there you go. There's your big late goal of the period. Are there more, though? Still 2.5 left. Espetti drops it off. Dos Santos looking backdoor for Sinclair, who was picked off. Going in after it. Taking it wide, moving it Monteleone. It comes out. Potential numbers for the Lions. 2-on-1 if they push it. Back in. The pass just off the stick of Espetti, who swings it towards the front. This is Matuza. Nice. Fire down the ice. No icing here. Under 2 minutes left. Foot race. And the Lions win it that time. Back out it comes. Pass down low. Minervini gets on it. Banks it around the boards. Pass picked off. Here's Schechter. DeAndrea on goal. Snatched out of midair by Elko. 91 seconds left in the period. Face-off won by the Friars. Pass comes down low. Ryan Bonkov. Good to keep in by Veith initially, but it's chipped out by Sinclair, who wins the race. Sinclair tries to swing it in front. Instead, ramped off his stick and went behind. And this is Becker. Couldn't get it all the way through. Jablonski turns around Veith. Jablonski, breakaway, forehand. Oh, it wouldn't go. Frankaitis may have gotten a piece. Friars unable to clear initially. Now they get it down. No icing. Final minute of the period. He outweighted Frankaitis, it looked like, as this will be icing against the Lions. But we'll get another look to see how this one stayed out. You could tell as soon as he turned the corner around Veith, he was pretty much gone. Still hard to tell if he just ran out of real estate or Frankaitis may have gotten just enough of it. But it's been the goaltending show thus far, even though the goals have come here in the second period. We have room for one more. 30 seconds left. Matuza on goal, save Elko, and he reels it back in and covers. .3 left. The Lions trying to clear, unable to do so. Friars trying for that late equalizer. Jablonski trying to move it to Bonkov. Could not. Taken back by the Friars. Pass just behind Hurlbert. Held in. Around the boards it goes. 5 left. Engelhardt in front. Knocked away by Bonkov. And he'll bank it down the ice, and that'll take us to the end of the second. Setting us up for an exciting, intense final 15 minutes. Hurlbert storms back for the Friars, but the Lions get 2 back to take a 4-3 lead into the third. We'll be right back with the third period momentarily right here on LI Sports Network. Well, we're back. Strap in, folks. It's going to be a bumpy ride to the finish. Brady Campbell alongside Wally Mitchell. Running the camera here tonight, a 4-3 lead for the 3-1 West Islip Lions over the 4-0 St. Anthony's Gold Friars. I'll try to catch you up on everything that happened if you're just joining us, but much like the start of the second period, may be interrupted a couple times, but the Lions had a 2-0 lead after one. Second of which was a defensive error by the Friars. But Jack Hurlbert, 3 quick ones to start the second, a natural hat trick. But then the Lions got 2 back, the first of which on the power play, and that's where we stand. There was also a penalty shot for Ryan Bonkov of West Islip, which was stopped as Michael Elko makes that save by Peter Frankaitis. And then Bonkov, just about a minute later, beat him from the high slot to give the Lions the lead on what was his second of the game. He was also credited for the misplay by the Friars on an errant pass off a defensive skate. That beat Frankaitis. And now we're all caught up as Espedi brings it back in, takes it wide on Matuza. Espedi, great defense by Matuza. He took the puck right from him and chips it down the ice. That was from the wrong side of the red, but they ruled Jablonski was close enough to it. So no icing. What a stretch pass to Bonkov, but it was in his skates. They'll miss the goal and be an icing. There's 2 penalties so far in this game. They were both against the Friars. And West Islip has capitalized on just about both of them. I mean, technically, if the Veith cross-checking penalty was not a penalty shot, it would have been a power play goal for Bonkov, but of course it was a penalty shot, so it was 5 aside. Pass gets by Sinclair. Matuza back to his own end. Takes it wide, nearly. Not sure if he gave that away or if he lost the puck there. And a dangerous play right in front of Frankaitis that time with a forechecker in as Palmieri took the puck. Tries to go across. He does. Sinclair couldn't get the shot away. Centered it on the wrong side of Sulos. Back the other way come the Friars. Up and down we go. Shot, glove, save Elko, who also made some incredible stops between all those Friars goals to start the second to keep the game where it was. And otherwise, the Friars could have had a much bigger lead before the Lions got the 2 goals to regain it. And that first penalty really changed the whole momentum of the game because the Friars stormed back, had all the momentum, all the offensive zone time to start that second. Got the 3 goals, continued with the zone time, and then finally the Lions were able to clear and Sulos was hooked down to the ice. And of course, that started the Lions' brief, small comeback to tie and then take the lead. Minervini. LJ Minervini stumbled down to the ice, had it taken away, and now a one-on-one rush here. This is Mueller, swallowed up by Elko as he falls back on his backside, but stays out of the net. 2 minutes, 29 seconds gone here in the final frame of hockey here at the rinks, or will it be the final frame? The way this game has gone, who knows? This is a game West Islip would love to have as well. St. Anthony's Gold is in second right now, right there, undefeated at the top. Meanwhile, West Islip only game behind, but all the way back in 7th. That's how bunched up this JV division has been to start the season. But if they can win, they can get right back up towards the top of the standings. Friars going to work here. Shot caught the outside of the post as Elko may have jarred the net loose a little bit as he was able to readjust it. Up the boards it comes. Hoffman to the line, held in by Monteleone, who puts it deeper. Jablonski. And an errant pass there for the Friars goes all the way down the ice. Forward unit of the Lions will make changes as Lella goes in on the forecheck. Pass on to Schechter, kept him moving. They're onside, return feed to him. Schechter towards the net, stopped and Elko pounces on it. As a few players spill over him, and he didn't appear to appreciate that. As he does some talking with perhaps some of his former teammates. Michael Elko, formerly a goalie of the Friars. Last year played 10 games with St. Anthony's freshmen and put up a 1.29 goals against. Played one at the JV Black, with JV Black last year. 1.00 goals against, so he's very familiar with the Friar program, if you will. Especially with a lot of transition, a lot of players moving around to different, I guess, towns, if you will, different teams. Or even that of the Friars from gold to black and black to gold. And the freshman team, he has been teammates with many of these guys. Giveaway there. Engelhart puts it in. Bonkov takes it. Here's Hurlbert. Boxed out Chinnis. Veith. Engelhart couldn't get it through to Hurlbert. Veith holds it in. Steps. Shoots. Glove save. He was 7-2 last year with the freshman team, 7-2-1, and one overtime loss. And then 1-0-0 as a member of JV Black. Another face-off win here for the Friars. Shot goes wide. Bonkov hard around the boards, wraps all the way out. And Matuza will have to get back on it. And he does. Matuza off the skate of Cooper Ferrara and back out. Here's Ferrara over skate, stays with it. Fighting through about 3 Lions there. Eventually Bonkov cuts him off. And Ferrara spilled down to the ice, got back up, the puck found him, and backhanded wide by Mueller. Bonkov hard around again. Not too many high danger chances for the Friars, but they have had zone time here in the third period. Looking for the equalizer. Becker went down. We play on. It's the Friars. No power plays yet here tonight. Mueller spins. Checked by Sulos, flipped out. 9 minutes remaining. Score has not changed here in the third period. Matuza banks it ahead, looking for himself. And Jablonski waits on it. Dangerous pass there, got it beyond the blue line, but not much further. But Espedi with a great poke check. Keeps the puck moving forward. And Matuza able to get around Sinclair. Flips it on goal. Stopped by Elko, and he'll get the whistle. .8:32 on the clock. West Islip looking for a big win, and boy, they might need it, because their next game, October 22nd, 9 p.m. versus Smithtown Hauppauge Red. The Bulls just took down Ward Melville 14-2. Now, this West Islip team is turning into a formidable foe, but still a Bulls team that has been very good, has played together for a while as Elko makes another save. Well, for the Friars, their next game up the 26th, 6:20 p.m. puck drop versus East Islip. They'd love to tack on another one in the wing column. They'll have to do it in comeback fashion here. Jablonski around the board. Sinclair gets to it. Give away Jablonski. Sinclair kicks it along. Stepped around the hit attempt from Schechter. Sulo supplying the forecheck. We've seen what can happen when he does that tonight. Not this time, though, and Schechter brings it in. High shot. Say made the rebound available. Goes right through the top of the crease and hammered down the ice. No icing. Halfway through the third. Still 4-3 lead for the West Islip Lions. Kasparek back in. Cuts. Look in the center. It ends up with DeAndrea. High shot gloved by Elko. Both teams will make wholesale changes here. Dare I say, the ice has been tilted, even though it hasn't necessarily felt like it, not nearly to the extent as the second period, when the Friars were getting high danger chances, because here they haven't gotten necessarily a whole lot of chances. And now it's Shablonsky looking for the toe drag there, but a great defensive stick. And Engelhart trying to catch up to it. Will do so. That was Coletti who made the play on Jablonski. Hoffman deflects it out. Right back in comes Matuza. Took a bump as he threw it towards the net. Sticked aside by Elko, look out! Popped off the glass and right back into the crease. And he was able to keep that one out. You'll watch it pop back right into the crease right here. And it looks like he was just able to keep that puck out of the net. So faceoff will be to his left, 6:46 left on the clock. False start. And we'll do it again. And the Friars win it forward. Centering pass off his stick. Pops up in the air. They score! Pinballing around in front. The Friars tie the game. And leading the handshake line is Cooper Ferrara. Number 4, Elko. And right as it hits the ice, Ferrara able to sneak the backhander by him. And we are tied with 6:39 left. Ferrara from Rivchero, 4 from 44. Chinnis right back in, left it behind, and Jablonski flags it down. Cross corner dump in. Chinnis and Monteleone head after it, and Monteleone wins the race, moves it behind the net. Sulos whacks it deep. Chinnis tries to center and hit the outside of the goal. Friars start back out with it. Puck wrapped around to the near side, waiting for Kasparek. And it comes free for Becker. Liam Becker sticked away by Elko. He retrieves it, takes the shot through traffic. It hit a body in front and goes wide. Lions can't clear. Suddenly the Friars on the hunt. Becker turnaround shot off the outside of the goal. Big hit into the boards, and for the third time tonight, the Lions will go to the power play, and dangerous hit as well. Can't quite tell who that is, but he's definitely shaken up, and the trainer will come to check on him. And that's Nicholas Mueller, who will sit as the officials come together. And now the question will, of course, in the case of the penalty, be for how long? Because there's 5:22 left. Slowly back up to his feet. Helped out a little bit is the injured line. I'm still trying to get a number. I believe that was number 21. It was not listed on the roster sheet, so I will try to get a name. But the trainers will check on him. Hopefully he looks okay. Hopefully he is okay. The linesman and the official, meanwhile, still talking things over here. We talked about how the Friars had all the pressure in the second and the penalty changed the momentum. Well, that's kind of the case again here. They had all the momentum, tied the game, and then a penalty now will set the lines up on the power play. It is 5. And I was just going to say, it looks like the linesman's taking Mueller out of the box and towards the locker room. And I mean, you want to talk about glorious opportunities with just 22 seconds separating the power play clock from the game clock. And of course, a 5-minute major does not end after a goal. So if the Lions score, they'll still be a player up for almost the remainder of the hockey game. Friars coaches want some answers, but they don't appear to be in much disagreement per se. And it's Mueller checking from behind, a game misconduct. We'll see who will serve the penalty. And it looks like that will be Ryan Schechter, number 22. It's Espedi, Sulos, Sinclair, Jablonski, and Bonkov on the ice. Engelhart, a little bit tougher to read the Friar numbers. Chero took the face-off. They're the two forwards out there defensively. Gasparic is out there as well. He fanned on the clearing attempt. And the second try gets it down the ice. Also out there, Monteleone defensively. Jablonski. Over the line, fends off a checker. Bonkov moves it down low. Espedi stop. Rebound denied as well. 32 seconds gone on the power play. A grade A chance for the Lions. We've talked about many of the saves from Elko. How about on the other end as well? As they blow the play dead as number 21 will escape from the bench to the locker room under his own power, but the trainer will leave with him as well. So we hope that he is okay. Friars win the draw and get the clear. Elko has to move it quickly, gave it away to Engelhart. And Bonkov able to steal it behind the net. He's checked hard into the boards. Look out here. 3-on-2. Jablonski with Sulos and Sinclair. Jablonski takes it wide into the corner where everyone can recover. Then gave it away at the side of the net. 1 minute gone on the power play. Espedi. Jablonski walks in. Slapper high. Sulos retrieves for Espedi. Bonkov, left point. Bonkov steps, shoots, knocked down. Few players hit the deck and the Friars clear. Elko won't leave it for Bonkov as St. Anthony's get some changes in and get it deep again. Bonkov now on the pass from Espedi. Jablonski settles the puck. Resets. Takes it right through. Jablonski. 3:10 left on the penalty. Bonkov down low again to the half wall. Defended. Espedi steps in to help. Chops it towards the goal. Sinclair passed it through his own legs. But an alert play there from the defenseman. Jablonski. Bonkov towards the goal. Off a body into the half wall. Another collision and the Friars clear again. Just about halfway through this power play. Flyers have done a decent job so far. Jablonski for a Spetty. He's in. Knocked off his stick. Sinclair back for him. On goal where it's stopped in cover. .227 left on the penalty. Just past the halfway point of the power play. And if the Friars can survive this and get it to overtime, that would be something. Also, of course, with all the dangerous players on their team, you got to keep an eye out. Can't get too complacent if you're West Islip. Like right there. Good hustle to keep it away from Becker. And it's brought up ice here by the Lions into the attacking zone. A steal, and it's fired right back out. We're only at 2 minutes left on this power play. Just over 2 minutes left in the game. Second unit here for the Lions. Shot on, standing save, juggled a little bit but held. Offensive zone draw upcoming. Back on comes the first unit. For West Islip, meanwhile, Matuzo will jump on the ice with Chero. For St. Anthony's. Tie up at the circle. Hurlbert tries to wrestle it away, comes back to Jablonski. Moves it across. Shot from the outside, save made. Behind Sulos, up top Jablonski. Steps, winds, fires, scores! Power play goal, Jablonski! West Islip has the lead with 108 seconds to play. Well, it took almost the whole thing, almost about 3/4 of it, but you don't want to give that guy room. Jablonski go-ahead goal, LLC, with 1:27 still power play time for the Lions. Friars call timeout. And there's not much else you can really say about this hockey game. West Islip has completely turned their program, if you will, around, and the future certainly looks bright. Tough loss for the varsity team. But if this is the future for the varsity team, well, they're in pretty good hands, as they lost to Middle Country a little while ago. Still a hockey game to be played. The problem for St. Anthony's, now trailing especially, is the majority of the rest of it still power play time for West Islip because of the major. And a Spetty on it. But we'll see if they pull their goalie at any point, if they could get the puck deep. A Spetty to the blue line. It will clear the zone. James Espedi back to Joe Sulos. To Jablonski, who has 2 goals tonight, including the go-ahead moments ago. A minute left on this major power play. And risk of icing there, but it's on goal. Now the Friars will start out. Got to turn towards the offensive zone here, even with this penalty kill. 1 minute left in the game. 40 seconds on the power play. Still in his goal, a chance. Engelhardt denied. Elko sprawled out. Keeps his team in front. And he's done it all night. No matter what the score has been, meanwhile, to the bench. does go. The goalie, Frankitis. Empty net. Down the ice it goes. And in. And the Lions have the 2-goal lead on the empty netter. And they can sense it now. Sulos fanned on the first one and got the second one to go. The full length of the sheet. Final 15 of this power play. So that power play leads to 2 goals, 1 in empty netter, but 2 goals as this is icing against the Lions. Sulos was a bit behind the stripe, 28.4 remaining. 7 seconds on the power play. To the corner it goes. And that'll do it for the major. 6-4 lead. Friars trying to get one back. Save Elko. And we're just down to 15. One more clear will do it for sure. Jablonski gets it out. In the final 10. The bench can smell it. The West Islip Lions, should Jablonski have one more, he'll run out of time, but it won't matter. The West Islip Lions with the upset over St. Anthony's Gold. And both teams will go to 4-1. What a hockey game. Everyone catch your breath. Back and forth. Jablonski, the hero. Ryan Bonkov with 2 important goals. Was involved in a penalty shot as well that Peter Frankitis stopped. He made some other incredible saves. Michael Elko, especially early in that second when the Friars stormed back. We had a natural hat trick from Jack Hurlburt. I mean, you name it, this game pretty much had it. But in the end, the 5-minute major against the Friars did them in. They got through about almost 3.5 minutes of it before Alex Jablonski's rocket into the top left corner. Sulos adds on the empty netter. And West Islip JV hockey is back. Alive and well. And that will do it for our coverage here on the South Rink. We have more varsity action on the North Rink. Third period just underway there. Travis Quigley on the call, Paul Trentini on the camera. But that'll do it for us here tonight. For Wally Mitchell on the camera, Brady Campbell here signing off. The final score to conclude the night, the West Islip Lions 5 and the St. Anthony's Gold Friars 4. You've been tuned into the Suffolk County High School Hockey League here on the LI Sports Network. Have a great night.